Hello friends, how are you doing? Now till now we have finished up with the metabolism of fatty acids. That is, we have discussed lipogenesis, we have discussed lipolysis. Today I am going to take another very important topic, which is ketogenesis. Now see, before taking up any topic, that time also I told you the main thing is that what is the definition of this? Where is the site where this process is occurring? So again, if we look at the word, genesis means formation. So ketogenesis is formation of ketone bodies. What is the site? Site is this process takes place in the liver. And a very important fact about this is even though formation takes place in the liver, utilization of ketone bodies is never by the liver. Never by the liver. Or utilization is basically by the extrahepatic tissues. Then the precursor of ketone bodies is acetyl coenzyme A, right? And there are three ketone bodies: acetone, acetoacetate, and beta hydroxybutyrate. And in well-fed state, the concentration of ketone bodies is 1 milligram per dl, or you can say 100 ml of the blood. So these are some of the very, very important points about ketogenesis which occurs in the liver. Utilization is never by the liver. The precursor of ketone bodies is acetyl coenzyme A, and the three ketone bodies are acetone, acetoacetate, and beta hydroxybutyrate. Then in the next slide, we are going to take over the synthesis of ketone bodies. Now see, what happens is two molecules of acetyl coenzyme A combine to form acetoacetyl-CoA. In the presence of enzyme, simple you can say acetoacetyl-CoA synthase. Once this acetoacetyl-CoA is produced, it combines with one more molecule of acetyl-CoA, giving out CoA and forming a very, very important compound, which is HMG-CoA. The name of the enzyme here is HMG-CoA synthase. This HMG-CoA stands for beta hydroxy beta methyl gluteryl-CoA. Next is, once this HMG-CoA is produced, it undergoes splitting. In the presence of enzyme HMG-CoA lyase. Lyase is what? Lysis occurs and it splits up to form the first ketone body, which is acetoacetate. And acetyl coenzyme A goes off. So you can say acetoacetate is the first ketone body or the primary ketone body which is produced. Now this acetoacetate undergoes dehydrogenation to form the second ketone body, which is beta hydroxybutyrate. Since this is dehydrogenation, So NADH plus H positive will be converted to NAD, and this will be the second ketone body which is produced. And when this acetoacetate gives out a molecule of carbon dioxide or it undergoes decarboxylation, it forms the third ketone body which is aceto. This is what I have discussed. So you can say 3 ketone bodies are produced by this way. 2 molecules of acetyl coenzyme A being the precursor, it forms acetoacetyl coenzyme A first, forming HMG-CoA, beta-hydroxy, beta-methyl glutaryl CoA, which undergoes splitting to give out the primary ketone body, or the first ketone body which is produced is acetoacetate. Very, very important. There have been so many questions which have been asked on these topics. Ketogenesis is actually the favorite topic of the examiners also. And I'll tell you the significance of this process once we discuss with the synthesis of these. Then this acetoacetate undergoes dehydrogenation, forming beta-hydroxybutyrate by the enzyme, again dehydrogenase. And if it undergoes decarboxylation, it is going to form acetone. So this process which we have discussed is what? It is ketogenesis. Now see, I have told you metabolism is catabolism as well as anabolism. If something is being produced in the body, it has to be degraded also. Because if some amount of energy is required to synthesize something, that amount of energy has to be released. So this is ketogenesis. Then comes ketolysis. Now ketolysis is what? Simple. These ketone bodies have to be converted into their precursor acetyl coenzyme A. Now this process occurs in the liver, but ketolysis never occurs in the liver. And basically there is simple one-step reaction. This acetoacetate will be converted into this. Now you can see, if we see the difference is of coenzyme A. This is acetoacetate without CoA. This is acetoacetyl CoA. So the donor of CoA here is succinyl coenzyme A. This succinyl coenzyme A is going to hand over this coenzyme A to acetoacetate to form this, and it will be converted to succinic acid. The enzyme catalyzing this reaction is thiophorase. Now this thiophorase enzyme is absent in the liver. That is why we say that even though ketogenesis occur in the liver, ketolysis cannot occur in the liver. Why? Due to the deficiency of enzyme thiophorase. Right. Now the normal concentration, if we talk about the well-fed state, the normal concentration of ketone bodies is 1 milligram per dl. But it increases during starvation and during diabetes mellitus. Now if we see whether it is the starvation or whether it is diabetes, basically what happens is that the energy is not being reached to the tissues, and the body needs energy. So the instantaneous source of energy, because they cannot utilize glucose, whether it is starved condition or whether it is diabetes. So what is happening is there will be more and more of lipolysis. So if lipolysis increases, it's understood. क्योंकि lipolysis या beta oxidation of fatty acids क्या produce करता है? It forms this acetyl coenzyme. So in other way we can say कि increased lipolysis is going to increase the concentration of acetyl CoA. And if the concentration of acetyl coenzyme increases, you can see the precursor of ketone bodies is acetyl coenzyme. That is why we say during starvation, these are the two pathological disorders. Again, a very, very important question from examination point of view. So during starvation and during DM, there is increased ketogenesis, which is actually known as, if there is increase in the concentration, it will be ketonemia. excretion in urine leading to ketonuria. And if it is associated with diabetes, it is simply diabetic ketoacidosis. Because if we see acetoacetate is an acid, so it is going to decrease the pH. So this is about ketogenesis and ketolysis. Now let's quickly see the important points related to this. Formation of ketone bodies is in the liver. Normal concentration, as I have discussed, it is 1 milligram per 100 ml. Increased concentration in blood is ketonemia. In urine, it is ketonuria. It increases in starvation and diabetes. Now this detected by Rothra's and Gerhardt's test. This I'm going to discuss after this. And formation of HMG-CoA is a committed step, because once this HMG-CoA is produced, it undergoes splitting to give our first ketone body, that is acetoacetate. Then acetone, acetoacetate and beta hydroxybutyric acid are the three important ketone bodies. And the most important point, they cannot be utilized in the liver due to the lack of this thiophorase enzyme. And this is a very, very important aspect also. Now next we are going to study, just now I told you that they are detected by Rothra's and Gerhardt's test. Now we are going to study what is the basic difference between Rothra's test and Gerhardt's test. Rothra's test and Gerhardt's test. First important point about this is also known as nitroprusside test, and Gerhardt's test is also known as ferric chloride test. Second point about this is it detects acetone as well as acetoacetate. First point. Second point, it detects only acetoacetate. Third important point is, if we see the principle here, rationale behind Rothra's test, it is simple. What we do is we take 5 ml of urine and we saturate it with ammonium sulfate. And then we add sodium nitroprusside with liquor ammonia. And it leads to the formation of what? Purplish or pinkish ring. The moment we add that liquor ammonia, a ring is produced at the junction, which detects the presence of mainly acetoacetate, because acetone is what? It is volatile. The moment we react it with the sample of urine, acetone goes off. Right? And basically it is the acetoacetate which is reacting. A very important point about this Rothra's test and Gerhardt's test is, in fact, for both the tests, beta hydroxybutyrate, very, very important, cannot give neither Rothra's test nor Gerhardt's test. Now the principle behind Gerhardt's test is what? Ferric chloride is added to the 3 ml of the sample of urine dropwise, and a red wine color appears. Right, so these are the two important tests to detect the presence of ketone bodies, and out of the 3 ketone bodies, only acetoacetate, which is the primary ketone body or the first ketone body, is going to give a positive both the reactions, and beta hydroxybutyrate is not going to give either of the reactions. Now what is the significance of this ketogenesis? Now see, this is a very, very important slide. You can see in this the substrates which are utilized for energy production. Brain and heart, they have to depend on ketone bodies at the time of starvation or prolonged fasting. Very, very important. Brain and fat have to depend on ketone bodies. If we look at other things, like there are 3 states, all of us know well-fed state is there, fasting state is there. If we see brain utilizes glucose in the fed state, glucose in the fasting state, but starvation may it has to depend on ketone bodies for energy. Heart depends on fatty acid in fed and fasting state, but again, starvation may it requires ketone bodies. Liver depends on glucose, fatty acid or ketone bodies in fasting state, but starvation may it requires amino acids, because gluconeogenesis is the most important process which is occurring during starvation. Then muscles require glucose during fed state and fatty acid during starvation and fasting. And if we talk about RBCs, whether it is the fed state, whether it is the fasting state, or whether during starvation, they have to depend on glucose for energy. So if we look at the, you can say, importance of ketone bodies, you can very well see from this picture, brain and heart, they have to depend on ketone bodies during starvation. And that is why ketogenesis plays a very, very important role in our body. So this is all about ketogenesis, about ketolysis, the processes which can identify different type of ketone bodies. In the next class, we are going to take up another interesting topic regarding fatty acid metabolism, that is synthesis of cholesterol, which is also known as biosynthesis of cholesterol. Right? So this is all for now. Thanks a lot. Take care. Have a good day.